Meet Ralph and Kelly. Meet Ralph and Kelly Bianze, owners of Titan Restoration. They specialize in turning worthless into worthy. With the right team and the right tools, they can make old cars better than new.
So tell me about this fine automobile.
I've had this since I was 18 years old. I'm Ashley Miller. I'm the president of Diesel Machine Works. My pride and joy since around high school, I've had this 1970 K5 Blazer pickup truck. It's unique in itself.
Wow. It looks like it hasn't moved in quite a while.
I think somebody left it in the rain.
You're not giving me a whole lot to work with there, but let's see what you got up here.
Ralph and I go way back. I met Ralph at Beverly Hills Mercedes-Benz. He was an early mechanic. I used to bring one of my cars to Ralph. He used to help service it. We became close friends. And then he married my sister, go figure.
I met Ralph through Ashley. Ashley was not happy when we started dating because we didn't ask for permission. So he wasn't very happy about that, but they have a pretty good relationship. Probably better than me and Ashley, because we're brother and sister and we work together, and that can be difficult at times. We have different opinions about how things should be done. Technically, since I write the checks at the end of the day, I think I have the final say.
It was freshly painted before we put it
It was
away.
freshly painted in the 70s. Ashley, where the hell's the motor?
Well, they took it out and sort of took it apart and didn't put it together.
So Ashley, my brother-in-law, asked me to just simply get it running. Didn't think it would take very much to get it there. To our surprise, there's no engine, no transmission, no drivetrain whatsoever. It's gonna need everything. You got a nice big void here. We'll have to put something in here.
Well, maybe you could put something special in.
It's gonna need paint, it's gonna need interior. It's a total rebuild. All right, well, let's call the tow truck
Okay.
and we'll get it hauled out of here and we'll get started.
Okay. Ralph's a true artist, and I've seen some incredible work from him in the past, and it's a dream come true for me to have it back on the road, and I hope he can restore it to its full potential of a 70 K5 Blazer.
Normally, a customer will hand me the keys and say, just do it like it's your car. And that's the absolute best way to do it because I have complete control. My brother-in-law is a bit of a control freak and wants to have total control. So that's not going to happen here. I'm going to make all the decisions on how everything's done, and it won't leave this shop unless it has my blessing. And that's just the way I do it.
The downside of having Ralph restore this is there's no say-so in my viewing of what should be done or what I would like to have done. And that's a very scary thing. And at the end of the day, I still have to live with Ralph and Kelly.
It looks like it's in okay shape being a 1970, but until we take it apart, we don't know if there's rust under there. Not to mention, we can't test anything because it doesn't run. There could be a whole host of surprises that we find as in the process of tearing it down or even the process of putting it together. Look at that, fits like a glove. So today we came in and we started the deconstruction on the K5 Blazer. We removed the interior, we removed all the exterior trim, removed the bumpers, the grille, headlights, taillights, all that's off the car. But then we found a couple surprises. One is on the driver's side door, there was a rust bubble about the size of a golf ball. The first step to rust repair is you have to identify where the source of the rust is. So first thing you've got to do is clean off whatever paint and whatever's in the way so you can expose the rust. Once you expose it, then you have to get in there and you have to keep grinding and grinding and grinding until there's no more rust. And you just have clean sheet metal. Now, whatever the shape of that hole you just cut out, now you've got to make a template, trace it out, then take that same template, trace it onto a piece of the same thickness sheet metal, and put it in place where you just cut the last piece out. And it's got to be a pretty close fit because you've got to weld it all in place of where you just removed the rusted metal. I'm leaving Joel and Pedro in charge of doing the rest of the teardown. They're the best for the job. They're going to get it taken care of.
In the 1960s, auto manufacturers expanded outside of sedans and trucks to meet the changing needs of the customer. Years before the term SUV came around, Jeep had been successfully selling its CJ series. Ford created their utility vehicle called the Bronco. International had theirs called the Scout. And in 1969, Chevy also answered with their very own, the K5 Blazer. In order to save on the cost of production, Chevy based the Blazer on their short wheelbase truck frame. They offered 4 engine options, a 250 and 292 cubic inch 6-cylinder engines, and 307 and 350 cubic inch V8 engines. Unlike its rivals, the Bronco and the Scout, the Blazer offered luxury options like air conditioning and an automatic transmission. By 1970, the Blazer was already outselling both. The base price of the Chevy Blazer was $2,955 for the 6-cylinder and $3,050 for the V8. Adjusting for inflation, that would equal roughly $19,500 today. In 2019, Chevy introduced a mid-sized crossover called the Blazer, and it has an MSRP of $28,800.
I invited Nick Smith over here today to evaluate the vehicle I have behind me. I wanted to make sure that we had a baseline of what the car is worth in the present condition, so we don't go overboard and end up upside down in a vehicle that's just not worth anything. Well, my brother-in-law insists that his K5 Blazer was in pristine condition.
Oh, how'd that go?
Oh, not well.
Hi, my name's Nick Smith, and I work for Worldwide Auctioneers. I appraise cars and acquire them for auction. And Ralph called me today to come out to look at a certain Chevy Blazer. A little bit out of his wheelhouse, but we'll have a look and see what we can do with it.
If you notice the door gaps, you see how they're touching here,
Right,
touching all the way down here.
right.
The frame should be completely level on the bottom.
Should be.
And it's banana shaped by about 2.5 degrees. Hopefully, it's not so bad that it can't be repaired. A baseline number that he came up with in its present condition was around $4 or $5 grand. It's not worth a lot presently, but what we have planned for this one is I'm going to try and keep it as true to K5 Blazer as I possibly can, with one exception.
Here we go.
I'm going to put a 6.5 liter turbo diesel in it. It's going to give him a lot more torque,
Yeah.
better horsepower. It's just going to make it more drivable and a lot more efficient.
Okay, excellent. I think that you should keep going with it. In its present condition, it's worth a dollar figure. As a restored vehicle, which you can do, as you say, all the parts are readily available, it's worth $30,000, maybe $40,000. It's a car of interest. The Chevy Blazer has gone the same way as the Ford Bronco. They've become really quite popular these days. And a lot of interest as a modified car, something with some modern amenities, modern stereo, modern air conditioning, uprated suspension, uprated brakes to make it a much more drivable car. And if you do it with your normal level of detail work, I mean, it could be very valuable. I've seen one, beautifully done, sell for $220,000.
Oh, don't tell that to my brother-in-law.
I won't tell that to your brother-in-law.
So this car has more sentimental value than actual value.
By a long way.
But we still need to kind of figure out
Yeah.
a baseline of the value so we can determine how much we can put into it without going crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the failure aspect of it, Ralph's building this for a family member. And the downside could be a very frosty Christmas dinner with no one being very happy with each other. And building for family and working for family can be a great downside. I wish you luck.
Awesome.
Can't wait to see it.
The K5 Blazer had a fully removable convertible top until 1975. In 1976, Chevy changed it to a half-cab design, which was safer in the event of a rollover and less prone to leaks. Early models of the Chevy K5 Blazer used drum brakes on all four wheels. In 1971, the entire GM light truck line received standard front disc brakes. Ralph is fixing up a 1970 Chevy K5 Blazer for his brother-in-law. But after discovering a bent frame and hidden rust, along with a limited budget to restore, this somewhat common vehicle will be a difficult restoration.
Okay, so this is Ashley's car, and you know how fond I am of this car. I love this car. I drove it to college. It's a super fun car. And I think my whole family's driven it, all my brothers. So we've just had a blast with it. But now it has fallen on hard times. There's a lot of problems. As you pointed out before, there's a lot of body work that needs to be done. The frame is bent and the door's falling off.
Well, it's something that has to be addressed. Otherwise, you know, if it's a turd and you just paint a turd, it's just a painted turd. So you want to start with the color of the interior?
No, I want to talk about with the outside color, because it's burgundy, and you know I'm a fan of burgundy.
I hate burgundy.
I love it.
To me, it's eggplant, and I hate eggplant.
I know, we fight over this all the time, but I think it should still be burgundy.
I think it should not be eggplant.
Ashley originally painted this car a metallic purple, burgundy. He likes to say it's wine. I liked it. Ralph hates it. He hates burgundy. I had a burgundy car. He hated it.
I think the green is a better color.
Do you want to do this green?
Besides, this car originally was green.
It's a choice.
Just roll with it. My brother-in-law drove this vehicle in high school. My wife drove it to college. They've had the car for a really long time, and I think because they have some personal attachment to this vehicle, that may just go out the window. Okay, well, on the interior, I think that, I think that there's a lot of different colors that we can use. This is a little too yellowish, this is a little too
The
mustard.
top's open, so we need something that doesn't
So
get
you
too
need
dirty,
something
that
that's
doesn't
darker.
show. Yes.
Okay, so then this would be the best choice, I think. This is more like a saddle brown. It's a
Okay.
very classic combination.
Okay, so we're gonna do a diesel engine in this truck.
Do you think you can get Pierre to help you with the build? Because
Yeah,
I know
of course.
Ashley's great at going to find it,
No, Ashley can't
but
touch
Ashley
the
can't
motor.
build anything.
No, well, he doesn't. But I will go and have Ashley go out and look for a diesel engine, and I will have Pierre put it together in my shop. So Pierre is kind of like my foreman. He makes sure that everything gets done in my shop, and he's gonna watch over the build of this engine and make sure that it gets done properly, it gets the horsepower that I know Ashley's gonna want.
So before I sign off on sending this thing to paint, I need to make sure the frame is straight enough so we can continue forward. Because I don't want to put all this work into a vehicle that's got a bent frame.
No,
if that's the
no,
case.
because it will compromise the integrity of
Yeah.
the vehicle. So our budget is about $20,000 in parts and labor.
You know, with my brother-in-law's influence, the reason I wanted to try and keep him out of the picture on this is because he'll spend $20,000 of a $20,000 budget only on the engine to make as much horsepower as he can. And forget about the fact that the frame is not right, the interior is trashed, the brakes don't work properly. He'll spend all of the budget on one item. But we'll get the leather and the carpet so we have everything ready that we need.
All right, sounds good. Let's get on it.
The 1970 Chevy K5 Blazer is getting a resto mod. It will receive a diesel engine conversion. The interior is going to be redone with new carpet, new seats, and a new top. And it will receive a new paint job.
This is that K5 Blazer I was telling you about, Dave.
Yeah, I'm Dave Throgmorton, and I own Throgmorton's Frame Clinic. And we specialize in frame repair, alignment problems.
And we wanted to send it out for paint, but I noticed a couple of problems. Doors literally touching the body here. Got a wider gap here and nothing here. And it's the same on the other side. Most importantly, we can't just paint the vehicle and put interior in it the way it is now. If we don't straighten out the frame and get the frame square and straight, no amount of beautification on this vehicle is going to compensate for the fact that the doors don't close properly and you've got that sagging in the middle. So that has to be fixed first. What do you think?
Well, this is what I call convertible top syndrome. I think it's been in a front-end collision at one time,
Yeah.
which will cause this here.
I met Dave through my brother-in-law. He brought me down here. I think he was dropping off some parts one day. I was amazed at what I saw. I didn't know there was a frame shop so close by in such close proximity. So I met Dave and he seemed like a really nice, really knowledgeable guy. He has an English wheel. He has some cool welding equipment. So we immediately became good friends.
I'll put jacks in the middle of the car, tie it down on all four corners, and we'll jack it up. And when we bend the frame, we'll also straighten the body as well and get all the door gaps back correct.
Oh, good. And it'll be just as good as it was when it came out of the factory.
That's right. That's right. Straightening this frame on this truck is going to be a whiz to me. I actually learned to straighten frames on trucks like that. I worked at a Chevy dealer before I started my company, and I'm very experienced with Chevrolets.
My brother-in-law, Ashley Miller, is penny wise but pound foolish almost all of the time. I heard somewhere that he was trying to get an engine for a couple $100s. How good can a couple $100 engine be?
Hey, Ralph.
How you doing?
Good. Good.
I understand that you have an engine for me?
Yeah, it just arrived.
Turbo, I hope, right?
I hope so too. It's the turbo diesel I found in New Jersey.
Ashley called me over today because he's very excited that 6.5 liter core engine that's supposed to be a good, clean, running takeout engine is here. So I went over to go take a look at it.
What do you think, Ralph? This is a clean running motor.
Well, I don't know how you call it a clean motor.
The engine's better than I was hoping. It's absolutely perfect. I couldn't imagine getting a better engine than that one to come in. Well, let's hope. There's your engine.
You said that this was a takeout runner. This is a piece of
Oh.
What are we supposed to do with this? The whole thing has
Wait,
to be
no, wait.
rebuilt.
He said it was clean.
Clean runner, takeout runner. How is this a takeout runner? It looks like it has been in an oil fire.
In my world, that's 80,000 mile good runner.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not anything you said. That's why it costs $200.
He gets this really cheap motor because he always wants to get a good deal and it's his own personal thing. So I told him, go ahead, order what you want. It's going in your car. But the problem is now it's on me because it's double the work.
Let's get it taken apart. We'll hot tank everything, get everything clean. We're gonna have to save as much as we can of this engine so we don't have to buy too many other parts.
I see that.
My wife was expecting a takeout running engine that literally just gets taken out of one vehicle and just goes right into the next vehicle. That's not gonna happen here. So my wife only sees the dollar signs going off in her head because she knows it's gonna be more overtime, more parts, more labor. Dave, how are we coming along on my brother-in-law's K5 Blazer?
Everything's going good. We put it on the rack here, got it all set up. Well, first we put it on the rack and we take measurements. There's a lot of trammer bars to take different types of measurements on the frame, make sure it's square. Then we put the frame gauges on, where you get in the front or the rear of the vehicle, and you can look down the gauges and it'll actually show you where the frame is either twisted or if it's bent to the side. And then we're gonna bow it up to repair all these gaps. That'll be the last thing I do.
Okay.
And then once that's done, we can start preparing for paint.
Yeah, block it and paint it. Dave's pretty fast, so I'm not surprised at the progress. You know, 3 days is about the average to set up and pull on something that's not terribly complicated. And Dave's done 1,000 of these, so for him, it's a walk in the park. I think it's in good hands.
I'm sure it is.
Okay.
After 3 generations of full-size and mid-size versions, Chevy ended the production of the Blazer in 2005. However, Chevy reintroduced the Blazer in 2019. GMC branded their version of the Blazer as the Jimmy, and in 1991, the Blazer and the Jimmy ushered in their eventual successors, the Chevy Tahoe and the GMC Yukon. The 1970 Chevy K5 Blazer restoration is underway. While the Blazer's at the frame shop getting straightened, Ralph's brother-in-law Ashley has found a diesel engine that might be more trash than treasure.
When I purchased the engine for $200, they told me you can't buy that engine for $200 and have it be good. So all the doubters were huddling together, ready to pounce on me. We got in the 6.5 engine, Pierre, the turbo diesel.
My name is Pierre Lamarche. I run a diesel repair shop, which I have done so probably in the last 30+ years.
And so let's take a look and see.
Whoa, okay. Actually came to me today, looking at a 6.5 turbo diesel. My first reaction was, whoa, pile of dirt, pretty much. I mean, then he tells me what he paid for it and kind of reaffirmed what I was thinking. So, well, looks like we have a work cut out for us. Well, it's going to need a complete tear down, obviously, see what we've got. I mean, the exhaust needs to be reworked. Doesn't look like the turbo's working ages.
I've known Pierre for 25 years. He's one of the best techs I've ever seen. Even though it's a 80s engine, he's cut his teeth far before that. This is a simple job for him. I've seen you do worse.
I don't know about that.
Wonderful.
This
Well,
is,
my name's on
and you say
on the line here, Pierre, because
Wow.
Kelly just ran out here and just blasted me for this motor company.
well, I'm next. I tend to believe Kelly and I think, have the same thought in this, but I'm going to try to just, be nice to Ashley and just try to make something of it.
Ralph and Kelly may see a dirty object and not realize the beauty inside of it, that it's going to be a go-together engine relatively quickly.
We got the 1970 Blazer, all block sanded, and Juan right now is masking it off. We're gonna be painting it here shortly, so I'm gonna go grab some lunch, and we'll come back after lunch and see how it comes out.
So the way we mix it is 4 parts of this and 1 part of this. I'm Juan, and I work in body and paint at Truck Martin Freight Clinic. And today I'm gonna lay the coat on the Blazer. This comes thick, and I have to make it thinner so I can have a really nice and smooth finish. So we're ready to go.
Well, we were sitting eating lunch. Somebody said, hey, Ashley's in the back. And then I saw Ashley pull out and drive away. So he took it upon himself just to walk back here and take a look at the car without anyone with him. Maybe he left and went and maybe complained to Ralph or something like that. But I'm just speculating. But he didn't come to say hi to me, which he always does. So I just saw him drive away.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
I went to look at my Blazer and the color sucks, okay? It's the worst color I've ever seen. I went over to Throckmorton's just to take a peek at how my Blazer's doing, and they painted it puke green. You guys promised me, you told me that the show was gonna do a good job and you're gonna take care of your brother.
Relax, okay? I heard they did the wrong color.
I
Just
hate
relax.
green. Green sucks. I mean, it's the ugliest color I've ever seen.
All right, I get that, okay? There was a mistake. It's not my fault the painter made a mistake, but Ralph was gonna go look at it anyways today, so you sneaking in there probably wasn't the best idea.
I think it was because I saved the day. I'm financing this whole thing. I'm paying for it out of my sweat, my work every day. I work 6 days a week. I have to put up with this bullshit that I have no say-so, and they're gonna do whatever the they want. It's not right. I'm gonna sell it.
This is why you're not involved in these builds, because you freak out. Anytime it's not perfect
Kelly,
and something
anybody
goes
would
wrong.
freak out with that color. There's nobody that would accept that color. I mean, I don't know, I'm an old guy, Kelly, it's embarrassing.
It's supposed to be British racing green. I'm so
Well,
happy you
well,
ruined the surprise,
Yeah,
but...
well, what a surprise I had today.
Well,
Great,
that's
thank
what
you.
you get. You shouldn't have even seen it. Ralph would have gone over there
I
this
gotta go
afternoon.
home. I can't even work the rest of the day.
I'm feeling for
I
you.
can't be here.
It's very traumatizing.
And it's vomit green.
You know, every single time he doesn't like something, it's the end of the world. Everybody has to stop what they're doing and pay attention to him. This is why I told him I didn't want him to see the color. And he goes in there all sneaky and goes in the back to go see the color. And of course it's wrong. Of course, the 1 minute he looks at something, it's wrong. And I do not like dealing with my brother when he goes nuts. He just, everything is a disaster, and for an old guy like he says, he's a huge drama queen.
They better fix this color. I will never accept it. I will set the thing on fire. I will let it burn. They could go to hell. I will never accept this color. I will never drive it. I will push it in the street, and first guy that offers me whatever for it can have it. I will never drive that truck.
Dave, how are you?
Oh, good. How you doing, Ralph?
Not too bad. So I came over today to see David Throgmorton at his shop, and they did the spray out on the door jambs on the K5 Blazer.
So how do they look to you?
Well, the quality of the paint looks great. Only thing I have a problem with is when you look at it in a larger span, it's too light. You know, you've got a lot of really big flat panels, so when you see that light green all the way across it, it's too light. It needs to be much darker. But I'm glad we caught it at this point instead of the entire
Oh, yeah,
truck.
instead of the whole truck, yeah. Right.
Okay.
Right. We'll take care of this.
Okay, awesome.
All righty?
All right, thanks, Dave.
Okay.
So this is one of those cases where we're gonna have to do another spray out with a little bit darker green, and hopefully we can get closer to the color we want on the car.
We're just going to adjust the paint that we bought, and we'll give him that British racing green that he's looking for. And I think once that's done, I think he'll be happy with it.
In the early 90s, GMC created the Typhoon, based on the GMC Jimmy. It had a highly modified V6 and went from 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds. A 1971 Chevy K5 Blazer sold for a record-setting $220,000 at a 2017 auction. It was a resto mod vehicle with a Corvette LS3 V8 engine. Even after the wrong choice of paint and some damaged engine parts, the 1970 K5 Blazer is making progress. But they still need to figure out how to fit and install the new diesel engine and interior.
Looks like my seats came in. Oh my God, these can't be them. I hope these aren't going in the Blazer. What a pile of crap. I had leather wrapper Carl seats in my Blazer before this. They're gone now. And I've got these two junkyard pieces of that are all torn up, sitting there.
We ordered him a set of seats from a 2008 Chevy Tahoe, and I think he was expecting they would be in much better condition, but they look like they've been mauled by a Bengal tiger. So the seats have to come apart, so they get new foam and new leather. Pedro's working on making each panel individually now, and then he'll reassemble the seat, and it'll look like a really nice seat when it's done.
here's the beast.
Pierre, how are you,
Pretty
sir?
good. How you doing, Ralph?
Not too bad.
Awesome.
We just got the Blazer back from Throgmorton. He painted the entire car. I had to interrupt his lunch today in order to get this thing over here. Otherwise, it might have been another day. Just back from paint.
I like the color. That's
British
pretty cool.
Racing green,
Yeah,
nice
it is.
color.
It's a good-looking color.
Now the fun part is the horsepower.
Basically, Ralph asked me to put this diesel engine in a truck where diesel engine never existed. Well, we're gonna get to it. We've got the engine built, so it's just a matter of getting this thing installed. We just have to work with those motor mounts.
Yeah.
That's something we'll have to just drop it in there without the mounts and see what we've got. So, but that's not a big deal. We can work on that. Hello.
Wow. Came out
See, Ashley was
really
crying
nice.
about it's gonna be green.
Well, you see the old green?
know.
The old one is like pea soup green.
Oh yeah.
You know, Ashley's really difficult. First, he's just gonna be like, I don't know about this color, Ralph. You picked it. But he's gonna love it, so we just have to get through the bull first. Ashley's gonna
fenders.
go with like a microscope over every little detail. He's gonna make us all crazy. It's all gonna be your fault.
Oh, I already know that. I'm good. I'm hoping. Okay, so we'll get this thing in there and see what we got to do. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thanks,
See you guys
Pierre.
later. Bye.
So we're gonna get started on the interior, and I've got Pedro, Joel, and Jeff are gonna help install the interior on this vehicle. So we got the seats placed in the position. We got the center console positioned correctly. The other subject was we wanted to set the seat in the furthest forward position and see if someone could still reach the pedals, someone of vertical disadvantage. So we were able to achieve that with a 4-inch block of wood. I fixed the pedal with Jeff.
Oh, great idea.
Come on, Jeff, come over here and test the seat for us. Make sure that the seating position's okay and you can reach the pedals and everything.
Oh, you put a block on there?
I want to make sure you can reach the pedal. How's that? Can you reach the pedal now?
Yes.
Look at that, perfect.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, man. The importance of the Jeff test is to align the seat and make sure everything is accurate, make sure it lines up with the steering wheel, and everything's in line perfectly.
And are you sure, Jeff?
Now let me jump.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff.
Good.
Okay, well, here's the beast. Well, we finally got this thing in the shop, and we're gonna try to install this engine into this truck. We're gonna try to pretty much remove the motor mount brackets off the frame rail to make room. We're basically gonna be just dropping the engine in, kind of keep it level, bolt it up to the transmission, and trying to figure out the motor mount. So that's, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of an issue, but I believe we're good. I believe we're gonna be able to do this.
All right, so we got the Blazer back from Pierre today. Pedro's been working hard, doing his magic, getting all the interior together. Got the door panels done, the seats in, the carpet, even made new visors. But we've discovered another problem that we didn't anticipate. When you go to put the car into park, there's something blocking the shifter inside the steering column. So we're gonna see if we can rectify that problem.
Oh my God. Everyone's in the car.
See?
What's going
Now
on?
now I can go all the way into gear, right?
What are you
Now it's in
doing?
park. I got it in park, but then you won't. But once you get it in park, it's not going to go back into drive.
This is a much bigger build than Ashley thought it was gonna be. He brought it in, he goes, oh, just drop an engine in it, paint it, it will be done, no problem, super easy. And he forgot to mention that the frame was bent. He didn't mention about the steering column that, oh, you can't get it into gear. These are all big deals. This is huge. It's changed the entire cost of the build and the time it's taken. And it's sitting in our shop for a long time where I could put a customer's car who's actually paying us. This is at cost. And Ashley's gonna get this great car, but for us, I'm just gonna get a big headache.
I like what's going on here with all this trim. And I see this light up front here. Did you use the Mercedes lights? Because I've
Yeah.
seen this on the G-Wagon
Yeah.
with the little ring around it.
It was a lot of work to put that headlight in there.
Right.
But
That headlight is
it'll be worth it
amazing.
in the end, I think. Right?
I've never seen a truck like that with these kind of lights on it.
Good.
It's really cool.
The 1970 Chevy K5 Blazer Restomod is complete. The original engine was swapped with a diesel engine. The carpet was replaced, the seats were redone, and a new soft top was made. And it was given a custom British racing green paint job.
Wow. Very fancy.
What do you think?
I love it. I love
You
it.
should. So Ralph asked me to come back to see his brother-in-law's Chevy Blazer.
Come on, let's go see the
You wanna
Blazer.
go see the
Let's
Blazer?
see the Blazer. Come on
Let's
then.
go.
All right.
I want to know how that comes out.
Oh wow,
Look.
Yeah.
that's nice paint. Oh wow. Oh, your guys did a great job. So what's underneath?
So originally it was a V8,
Oh my lord, what
and
the
then we
heck?
put a 6.5 liter turbo diesel in it.
Wow. Endeavoring to put in a diesel engine, it's kind of an interesting choice. Certainly a personal choice. Very much a personal car. The green with tan on an American truck is quite an unusual thing to do, but I'm sure his brother-in-law loves it.
And those wheels and tires are not going to remain. We'll do wheels and tires on it.
ready
and
to
be
go.
ready for the summer.
Yes.
Okay. So
What do
your
you
brother,
think?
your brother wants to know how much it's worth, doesn't
Yes.
he?
Yeah.
Right. I see this in today's market. Put it into the right auction, under the lights, finish off the wheel and tire package, and a couple of little bits and pieces. I would say this is in the $50,000 range.
Okay. I think no matter what number, I think he'll always complain, but I think that's a good number.
That is a good number.
That's a good fun thing.
Yeah. I really didn't know where Nick Smith was going to go with this car. I think that $50,000 is very solid for this truck. Who wouldn't be happy with that?
Your brother, that's who wouldn't be happy with that.
The 1970 Chevy K5 Blazer is finally finished. But with the limited budget, Ralph isn't sure that his brother-in-law Ashley is going to like it or not.
Ashley, Ralph would like to see you.
Okay. Do you know what's going on, or?
No,
No?
he would just like to see you.
All right.
Wow. I can't believe this is the same truck. I never thought it would look quite like this, Ralph. One hell of a job.
Well, thank you. You want me to give you the nickel tour?
I love the nickel tour. Ralph wanted to talk to me, so Kelly calls me over and says, Ralph needs you. I come in, and it's done. It's beautiful. It's something I didn't even like the color green, but now I like the color green, so.
You can see that the front end is all fresh and new. We
yeah.
put LED headlights. That's with the little halo and the projector beam.
Uh-huh.
It's a really, really nice setup. Under the hood, you know, we use that 6.5 liter diesel.
Right, that turbo diesel
Yeah,
engine.
it does have a mechanical fan, and it does have twin electrical fans.
Oh, wow.
You want to hop in?
Yeah? Wow, look at this.
Bring back memories.
It
Seat feel
does.
nice and comfortable.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
This is marine grade canvas. This is just like what you'd use on a boat.
Yeah, no, beautiful. Look
Normally
at
the
this.
door panel is all steel. So Pedro made some really nice fitted door panels for it, and then we color matched the little armrest piece so it matches nice.
I like the LED lights.
Yeah,
Do they work?
Yeah, can we turn them all on?
Yeah. Let's take a look.
What do you think?
That's pretty bright. I remember when they used to light up, they were so dim
They
you
look like
couldn't
you're
even...
driving by candlelight.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a difference. And, you know, the color is very appealing. I think it's complements the rest of the truck.
Yep.
It really does. You know, honestly, one of my favorite parts is the color. I'm not gonna tell him that, but it's probably the color. I will never let his head go there. I'd like to finish it off with, of course, you know, the right set of wheels and tires, maybe a nice sound system. It's not completely where I wanted to take it. Of course, wheels and tires and just a few tightening up a little bit, but we'll finish it up and maybe we'll all be back and really see it all done. But it's that far along that it looks very complete. Very nice, Ralph.
Good.
Congratulations. Thank you. Great job.
Good.
Yeah, nicely done.
Considering the budget, I think it turned out pretty good. I think he liked what he saw, and he realizes that from what he had to what he has now is night and day different. Now, of course, we can keep going on and spend tens of thousands of dollars more and just continue going down that road. But at a certain point, we've got to cut that off because we don't have an unlimited budget for this. In fact, we had almost no budget for this. So we have to stop it where we're at simply because of that.
And
So
I
you
could
can
still,
wash away.
I could still take the whole top off and fold it down.
Yeah, why don't we take the top off and take it for a little spin around the block, see what you think.
Okay, do me a favor. I haven't driven in a long time.
I'll drive.
So you drive.
I'll drive.
Just because it's been 20 years, Ralph.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I want to go play off-road. I want to go to the beach. I mean, it's such a beautiful day outside. It's California truck. I mean.
So what do you think so far?
That's pretty good. It's definitely moving. What a spectacular day to be in this.
I'm happy to say that the test drive went okay. It's a very personal thing to him. And I think he liked the feeling of driving in the open air and being able to move again, because it had been 10, 15 years since the last time it moved under its own power.
I think it's really almost there. I'm excited to get it out and really romp on it and see what it can do. I'm really eager now to get it just tweaked enough that it'll be where I want it. And this is absolutely the motivation that I needed to take it to the next level and finish this. It's truly amazing. It's on the road after 15 years at least of not running.
Overall, I think we got quite a bit done on a really, really tight budget. So it's a completely different truck than what it started with.